So this is legitimately the third time I filmed this video. I just filmed it and I was just trying to put it together on my handy dandy computer right there, slash tablet, laptop, I really don't know. And maybe it's because I'm using a different camera. It's not what I'm used to doing, so I hope this is the correct way. So not that you really care, but I got a new camera because I was thinking maybe that this camera was broken, but maybe it's just user error. So I just bought a camera that I don't even really need if that camera is still available, but odds are I'm probably not returning this one because I like this one. But I'll show you the one that I had originally. And I just don't understand. Like I said, maybe it's just user error and it's just not working very well for me. So it's making me mad. So anyways, I had this one right here. Still have. It served me well until I thought it was broken. And I should really just, because it came with a limited warranty, I should really just figure out if I could fix it that way. But that's just not my style. I'm just like, that's broke, I'm gonna go get a new one. So anyways, the one that I got is this one instead. And so this is the one that I'm filming on with right now. And I like it because it looks like a camera, and like the viewfinder for this, I don't know if it's the viewfinder, but what I can see myself on, I think it's the viewfinder. Like, it flips up. It doesn't flip to the side. It flips up. So even if I'm like looking at the viewfinder, it still looks like I'm looking at you instead of over to the side, as you know, as my other one was. And even I think I like looking up better because if I look down too much, it looks like I'm closing my eyes because I got the Asian eye. So anyways, this video is about my dogs. You can see them back there. It's kind of hard to see, but this is about my dogs. And basically my story on how I got them. And I'm hoping this video works because I've done this 2 other times and it hasn't worked, and it's so frustrating. Okay. All right, so June, I got 4.5 years ago. I was going through something very difficult for me. It might not be difficult for somebody else, but for me it was very difficult. So the day that I went through this situation, Joe found a dog on Craigslist, and it happened to be June's litter of puppies, and they were just being weaned off the mom. So they were the people who on Craigslist were selling them. So looked at the picture, and June just stuck out to me just because you can kind of see in this picture right here, she's got a patch on her eye, and that just stuck out to me. It's super cute. It was unique for that litter. So we went to go see him, the group of puppies, and it wasn't in a bad area. If you live in Las Vegas, it was over by the UNLV, not UNLV, LVAC, sorry, LVAC on Rainbow. So if you live here, you know, it's not that bad of an area. So anyways, it was over there, and we went into the house, and they had the puppies basically in a corner, pushed up against the screen door with a table. And I don't know if they did that because we were coming over or that's just what they were doing, but that's just what I saw. So anyway, saw them all, the puppies. They were all super cute, but June again just stood out in our minds. So the guy was selling it. He's like, oh yeah, I'm selling it for $250. Now that's kind of a lot of money for some of you. You're like, why don't you just go adopt? And I agree. I totally agree on adopting. But Joe's kind of like, well, we got this. We don't know. We think that it was kind of like a backyard breeder kind of situation. So we got her. The guy was like, oh yeah, I'm, you know, keeping this for my friends, so $250 as opposed to, I think what he was selling the other ones for $200. But if my friend had promised me a dog and sold it to another person, I would be pissed. So I really don't think he was selling it to another person. I think he was just trying to make a sell. Whatever. We bought her. Joe was like, well, baby wants, baby gets. And like I said, I was going through something very difficult. So at that time, Joe was like, whatever, just, you know, anything to make her happy. So took her home, instant connection. With June, because I got her through a hard time in my life, there is just, an emotional connection that I feel towards June. She gets separation. Okay, she doesn't get separation anxiety to the point where she freaks out and destroys things. She doesn't do that. She does, however, when I'm not home, if I'm going to do something and Joe's home, June will make herself scarce. You will not find her until I come home. The only time you might find her is if in between when I'm gone, it's like feeding time. That's when you'll find her. I also get anxiety being away from her. If I'm away from her for about 2.5-ish hours, then I start like, oh my God, I need to get home. I need to get home. I start fidgeting with my necklace. I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, when are we leaving? When are we leaving? Please tell me when we're leaving. So I get anxiety being away from her too. I went on vacation with Joe, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before that, so Christmas 2015, and we went to Florida to visit his family, and we were gone for a week and a half. The first few days it wasn't too bad because we went to Disney World and, you know, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. I didn't really have time to focus on my anxiety being away from June. However, as soon as the time hit where we were just basically chilling with his family, that's when I started like having, I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust this, having my anxiety being away from her, and I was a wreck. I was crying. We had a dog sitter come, and it was my friend's cousins or something like that. I really don't remember. So anyways, they came and watched, and I was like, I need a freaking photo every single minute. And so at one point, they didn't do it, not because they were just, you know, being rude to me. They just didn't do it. They didn't wake up. You know, they're younger, so they sleep in, whatever, I get it. But I was freaking out, and we have a security system in place where there's cameras in certain areas. So I was like, oh my God, I need to see the dogs. Where are the dogs? So I was looking on the cameras. I was freaking out. So anyways, I have an emotional connection, more and more of a connection with June. And so I want to get her certified as an emotional stability dog. So I have the option of taking her with me if we're going to be gone for a long period of time. The story with Oreo is I was leaving work with a friend, and there was a mama dog and two little dogs running across a busy street. It was on Hollywood and Lake Mead, those of you who live in Las Vegas. So we managed to get one of the little puppies scared out of his mind. And then this one guy comes and was like, oh yeah, this is my puppy, this is my puppy. And this dog was terrified of him. So we're like, there's no way that it's his dog. As it turns out, it was a student that I knew because my friend had him. It was her dog. And you can tell because the puppy knew who she was. So we knew that it belonged to her. And she was like, oh yeah, we're selling another puppy. And she didn't live in the best area. So my friend and she was like, I'll take him. And if it doesn't work out, we'll figure something out. I'm like, no, you already have two dogs. I only have one. I'll take her. Or the puppy. So it turns out it was Oreo that I got. And her fur wasn't like puppy fur. It was dull. She was like splotchy in some areas. So I bought her $50. And I go home, on my way home, because I had about a 20-25 minute ride home. So I was like, oh gosh, what am I going to tell Joe? What am I going to tell him? I was like, I'm just going to say I found her running across the street. And what am I going to do? Let this puppy just run across the street? But then I was like, no, he's going to be like, we need to find the owner. And I'm like, well, what do I do then? So then I was like, okay, I decided I'm just going to tell him the truth. So I walked in, and if you've seen my first vlog, you've kind of seen where the upstairs where I am right now, and the room that Joe sleeps in used to be our office. So it was kind of perfect because I was expecting him to be on the couch downstairs. So I walk in and I go, Joe? And he's like, I'm upstairs. So I have Oreo in my hand. I walk upstairs. Before I even see him, I'm like, don't be mad at me. Walk in with his puppy, tell him my story. And I laid on the waterworks a little bit because I knew if I laid on the waterworks a little bit, it would be harder for him to tell me no. I'm adjusting. So if you hear that noise, sorry, I'm adjusting. I knew it was gonna be harder for him to tell me no. And he was like, oh, do you have a name? And I'm like, oh, I was thinking Coco. And he was like, no, we're not naming it Coco. It sounds too much like a stripper name. So I'm like, all right, no Coco. And I'm trying to find a picture. So he came up with Oreo because she has the white and the black. So basically kind of like an Oreo. I was like, oh yeah, I like it. So it kept. So my friend actually, her sister is a vet, and she thought that because she had a big belly for a puppy, that she might have had worms. I'm like, I started freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh. And the vet was closed, so I couldn't take her to the vet at that time. So I had to take her the next day, but I couldn't take her right away because I had a training at school. So I had to wait basically almost 24 hours before I could take her to the vet. So took her to the vet. As it turns out, she didn't have worms, but she did have a parasite. I don't remember what the parasite was. It started with a C. But if it wasn't treated, it could have been fatal. So I told the student who I got it from, I'm like, listen, if you don't take your other puppies, because they kept about 5. If you don't take your puppies to the vet, they're gonna die. She's like, okay, yeah. I think she told me she sold about 1 or 2 other puppies after Oreo. And so like a month or so later, give or take a few weeks, she comes to me and my friend and she goes, the other puppies died. And I can only imagine what they went through, because I know she didn't take them to the vet to get them treated, but I know she didn't take them to the vet for their suffering. Oh my gosh, it just breaks my heart. So I basically took Oreo out of that situation, and if I didn't, she might be dead right now. And it's just so hard for me to think of that, for her or any other dog to suffer like that. Okay, so here is a picture I'm just showing you right now. I might insert it into my video, maybe, probably not though. But here is a picture of Oreo. Oop, trying to get my face out of there. When I first got her. Super cute, look at her. She is a German Shepherd Black Lab Pit mix. Here's a wonderful picture of the German Shepherd in her. Look at those big old ears. I love her to pieces. She has, it's so funny, I'll try to find another picture. She has a German Shepherd ear, here's a good German Shepherd ear, sticks up, and then like a Lab and Pit Bull ear on this side. Super cute. So when I first got her, the connection between her and June was literally instantaneously. It's friggin' amazing. I got super lucky when it came to that. I'm trying to find. This is how I'm going to show you my videos, because I don't feel like putting them in, because I'm not that cool at it yet. So this is them playing in our backyard. At that point, Oreo couldn't keep up with June because she's so tiny. Super cute. The one video I want to show you, because it's even cuter than that one, if you can even imagine. I gotta find it first. Don't mind the commentary in the back. Keeping up with the Kardashians. Look how cute they are! She's so gentle with her with that toy. Super cute. Oh gosh, here's a video of June when we first got her.
June, come here, puppy. Come here.
Oh, there she is.
Come here.
Oh my goodness.
Hi.
Look at that cute little face and the little patch.
Hi, puppy.
Look at her head, so tiny, fitting to Joe's hand. Oh my goodness. little belly flop. She still does it. Oh, I love her. I love her. Oh, I love her. I have a million photos of her, of my dogs. My dogs. Not anything else. My dogs. Oh, here's a picture of my family. Look how cute they are. Oh my goodness gracious. I love them. Okay, enough of that. So I also had another animal. She died about a year and a half ago. I had her for about 6 years. 6 years. My mom, she was a stray. My mom had found her on the street and she asked me, I lived in my parents' guest house at the time, kind of like a pool house, I guess. I don't really know. So anyways, I lived there and she had texted me and was all like, hey, you want a cat? I'm like, sure. So her personality was like a dog. She stuck to me. She was me. She was all mine. She didn't want to have anything to do with anybody else. It kind of made Joe so mad. Because we moved in together and I had the cat. And he was like, no, there's no way you're bringing a cat in. But of course, he let me bring the cat in. So anyway, she lived here for about 7 years. Yeah, no. 6.5, 7 years in the house that I'm in right now. And I'll show you a picture. So one day I went in to make, she was in a room. Again, if you saw the video, it was in the guest bedroom across from Joe's bedroom right now. And that was the kitty room. And she was basically in there, confined in there for about 3 years. Not because that was my choice or whatever, but just my 2 dogs, they just don't know how to play with a little cat. So she just was like, I'm gonna stay in here so I don't have to do with it. So I went in to make sure that everything was okay. She had her kitty litter was clean. She had food. She had water. She had everything she needed. And as soon as I opened the door, it was instantaneous. I knew that something was wrong with her because she did not greet me at the door like she normally does. She wasn't meowing. She wasn't, hi, mommy, mommy, mommy. She just laid where she was. So I knew 100% that there was something wrong with her. Couldn't take her to the vet because it was closed. I had to wait till I got off of work the next day because this was Sunday when I found her. So I took her to the vet on Monday. The vet was basically saying while she was meeting with me, she basically had a few seizures while she was with the vet. And I'm sure she had seizures in the bedroom because there were a few areas where it smelled of urine. So she either had seizures and it just all came out of her, or she was just unable to use the kitty litter. It breaks my heart. Because I don't know how long she was in that room. She wasn't in that room for a while, like a long time, but I don't know how long she was suffering. I don't know if she was in there for a day like that, 2 days or whatever. I don't know how long she was suffering in there. And it literally, I feel so bad that I did that to her. She's gonna be in one of my tattoos as a tribute because she was, I volunteered as a tribute. But she was in that room for so long because she didn't want to deal with the dogs. I'm gonna get a tattoo with her paw print. Just to, that's just my way of her always being with me, how she wanted to be, and she just wanted to be with me. So that's just kind of what I'm gonna do for her. I'm gonna get a tattoo of her. I'm trying to find a picture of her that I have, that I took when she passed. And one of the reasons why I feel so bad is because I always thought that I was a cat person. When I was younger, my parents had dogs. My mom owned a daycare, so we couldn't have cats. So when we finally got cats, I was like, yeah, I'm a cat person. They're so much easier to take care of. You can leave them. You can go on vacation for like a week or so. Not a week, but like a few days, like go camping. As long as you have enough food and water, they'll be fine. So I was always like, I'm a cat person. And then I got June and Oreo, and I'm like, oh, no, I'm for sure a dog person. But I feel bad. All right, so here's kind of the tribute that I have for Bella. Those are her ashes. The vet had like a special with like a cremation place. So this is her paw indentation or whatever. This is her paw print, the one I'm going to use for my tattoo. And this is like a poem about like the Rainbow Bridge. It's so heartbreaking reading. I won't even read it to you. It's so heartbreaking. Like I might cry. So that's Bella. She died about 1.5 years ago. October, I can pretty much tell you actually, September 30th, pretty much almost October. Yeah, it's sad. So those are the pets that I have. That's my story. So far my camera's been working. This video right now might be different by the time I actually edit it and get it onto YouTube, but right now it's been 21 minutes and 5 seconds. We'll see. But thanks for watching, and subscribe, like, do whatever you want. But I appreciate you watching. Thanks.